Look around your home right now. The space where you live, eat, sleep, and raise your family. Does it feel truly harmonious? Or do you sense an underlying tension, a subtle discord that affects your family relationships, your success, and even your health? What if I told you that over 2,500 years ago, Confucian masters had discovered powerful principles of home arrangement so effective at creating harmony that Chinese emperors and noble families used them to maintain peace, prosperity, and respect for generations? Principles so transformative that families who apply them consistently report dramatic improvements in relationships and success within just 30 days. This isn't modern interior design or expensive feng shui consultations. This is ancient wisdom that has guided Chinese civilization for millennia, wisdom that only a small percentage of people today know about. In this channel, we uncover the most powerful Confucian techniques that can transform your modern life. Today, I'm going to reveal the exact home arrangement principles that Confucian scholars use to create environments that nurture respect, success, and family harmony. Before I share these life-changing principles with you, understand this. What you're about to learn isn't taught in design schools or home improvement shows. This is the kind of wisdom that gets overlooked in our individualistic, trend-obsessed society. But those who discover and apply it often find that their home doesn't just look better. It actually functions as a powerful force for positive change in their lives. Confucius wasn't just a philosopher. He was a master of practical wisdom who understood that our physical environment shapes our behavior and relationships. His teachings on home arrangement were further developed by scholars like Mencius and Xuanzi, who recognized that a properly arranged home creates the foundation for a properly ordered society. The ancient text Book of Rites, Li Ji, contains detailed instructions on how spaces should be arranged to promote proper relationships and virtuous behavior. These weren't just aesthetic preferences. They were based on deep observations about human psychology and family dynamics. What's remarkable is how modern behavioral psychology is now confirming what Confucian scholars knew intuitively, that our physical environments significantly impact our relationships, mental states, and even our success in life. Research from Harvard University has shown that the arrangement of living spaces can affect everything from stress levels to family communication patterns. The principles I'm about to share with you are what I call the Confucian harmony framework for home arrangement. This ancient system works by aligning your physical space with the 5 key relationships that Confucius identified as the foundation of a harmonious society. Unlike modern design approaches that focus primarily on aesthetics or trends, this Confucian framework prioritizes the psychological and relational impact of your space. It's not about buying expensive furniture or following the latest design fad. It's about arranging what you already have in a way that promotes harmony. Here's the essence. Your home's arrangement either reinforces or undermines the 5 key relationships in your life. Between parents and children, between spouses, between siblings, between friends, and between leaders and followers. By applying specific Confucian principles to each area of your home, you create an environment that naturally cultivates respect, order. This might sound abstract or overly philosophical. You might be thinking, how can simply rearranging my furniture really impact my family relationships or my success? That's what makes these Confucian principles so powerful. They work on a subconscious level, subtly influencing behavior and interactions without requiring constant effort. Let me explain why this works. 1. Our environments shape our behavior in ways we don't consciously recognize. 2. Specific arrangements either promote or hinder communication and respect. 3. The Confucian principles create clear hierarchies that reduce conflict. 4. Physical order creates mental clarity and emotional stability. 5. Proper arrangement reinforces family roles and responsibilities. Before I walk you through the exact principles for each room in your home, let me share something remarkable. In a study conducted at Beijing Normal University, families who rearranged their homes according to traditional Confucian principles reported a 67% reduction in family conflicts and a 42% increase in children's academic performance after just 3 months. Some families even reported significant improvements in their financial situation, which they attributed to better decision-making and reduced stress. Let me show you exactly how to apply these ancient principles to your modern home. Here is the step-by-step implementation. To transform your home using the Confucian Harmony framework, we'll go room by room, applying specific principles to each space. The goal is to create an environment that naturally promotes the virtues of respect, order, and proper relationships. Principle number 1, the entrance, creating clear boundaries. The entrance to your home is critically important in Confucian philosophy because it represents the boundary between the outside world and your family sanctuary. Here's how to arrange it properly. First, ensure your entrance is clean, well-lit, and free of clutter. In Confucian thinking, a cluttered entrance creates mental confusion and weakens the family's boundaries with the outside world. Second, place symbols of protection and welcome. Traditionally, this might have been guardian statues or specific calligraphy. In your modern home, this could be family photos or meaningful artwork that represents your family's values. Third, and most importantly, create a clear transition ritual. In traditional Confucian homes, people would remove their shoes and bow slightly when entering. Adapt this by creating a dedicated space for removing and storing shoes, hanging coats, and transitioning from outside mode to family mode. One of my viewers, James, applied just this first principle and reported, "Simply creating a proper entrance ritual changed how my teenagers entered our home. Instead of barging in and immediately bringing outside chaos with them, they now physically and mentally transition into a more respectful mode." Principle number 2, the central gathering space. Establishing proper hierarchy in Confucian philosophy. The main living area represents the social order of the family. Here's how to arrange it according to ancient wisdom. First, identify the seat of honor. Typically the seat facing the entrance with a solid wall behind it. This seat should be reserved for the family elder or head of household. In traditional Chinese homes, this seat was often slightly elevated. In your modern home, this might simply be the most comfortable chair positioned in the power position of the room. Second, arrange other seating in a way that facilitates face-to-face communication. Confucius emphasized the importance of being able to observe facial expressions during conversation. Avoid arrangements where family members sit side by side, facing a TV for long periods. Third, ensure that family heirlooms or objects representing your ancestors are visible in this space. In the Confucian tradition, maintaining a connection with ancestors promotes proper behavior and long-term thinking. In your modern home, this could be family photos, inherited items, or symbols of your family history. The key insight here is that your seating arrangement either reinforces or undermines family hierarchy. When there's confusion about roles and authority, conflict naturally increases. A proper Confucian arrangement subtly reinforces respect and order without requiring constant verbal reminders. Principle number 3, the dining area. Cultivating ritual and connection, Confucius placed enormous emphasis on shared meals as opportunities for teaching and connection. Here's how to arrange your dining area according to his principles. First, the dining table should be round or square, never rectangular. In Confucian symbolism, round tables represent unity and equality in conversation, while rectangular tables create too much distance between family members. Second, remove all technology and distractions from the dining area. Confucius taught that mealtime should be focused on meaningful conversation and the observation of proper rituals. In your modern home, this means no TV visible from the table, no phones allowed during meals, and no visual distractions that pull attention away from family interaction. Third, arrange seating according to family hierarchy, with parents facing each other from opposite sides, creating a balanced energy. Children should be seated where parents can easily make eye contact with them. Fourth, display only beautiful, harmonious items in your dining area. Confucius believed that what we see during meals affects our digestion and conversation. Remove bills, unfinished projects, or visually chaotic items from view. One family who implemented these dining principles reported that their evening meals went from chaotic, technology-distracted experiences to meaningful connection opportunities within just 1 week. Their children began spontaneously sharing more about their day, and the parents found themselves naturally offering more wisdom and guidance during these times. Principle number 4, the study/work area. Fostering wisdom and diligence in Confucian tradition, the study was considered a sacred space for self-improvement and wisdom. Here's how to arrange your home office or study area. First, position the desk so the person seated there has a solid wall behind them and can see the door without being directly in line with it. This arrangement, known as the command position, creates psychological security that enhances focus and authority. Second, place symbols of wisdom and learning within view. Traditionally, this would include books and scholarly materials. In your modern home, ensure books are visible, not just digital materials, and consider displaying symbols of your aspirations and achievements. Third, eliminate all items associated with sleep, entertainment, or relaxation from the space. Confucius emphasized that spaces should have clear purposes to avoid mental confusion. Your work area should contain only what relates to work and learning. Fourth, incorporate the 5 elements in a proper relationship: wood, plants or wooden furniture; fire, warm lighting; earth, ceramics or earth tones; metal, metal accessories; and water, a small fountain or images of water. When balanced, these elements promote clear thinking and productivity. A viewer who applied these principles to her home office shared, "I was skeptical that simply rearranging my desk would affect my work, but after implementing the Confucian study principles, my productivity increased dramatically. I feel more focused and somehow more authoritative in my work calls." Principle number 5, the bedroom. Harmonizing relationships. Confucian philosophy places great emphasis on proper relationships between spouses as the foundation of family harmony. Here's how to arrange your bedroom according to these principles. First, position your bed so both people have equal access to it, not pushed against a wall on one side. This symbolizes equality in the relationship. The bed should also be in the command position, able to see the door without being in line with it. Second, ensure perfect symmetry on both sides of the bed. Matching nightstands, matching lamps, equal space. This represents balance in the relationship and prevents subtle resentments from forming. Third, remove all items not related to rest or intimacy. No exercise equipment, no work materials, no children's toys. Confucius taught that spaces with mixed purposes create mental and emotional confusion. Fourth, display only images that represent harmony and positive relationships. Avoid artwork depicting solitary figures, conflict, or turbulent scenes. Ideally, display a meaningful symbol of your commitment above the bed. Fifth, the colors in your bedroom should be balanced between yin, cool, receptive, and yang, warm, active energies. Avoid extremes of either very dark or very bright colors. A couple who implemented these bedroom principles reported that they began having more meaningful conversations before sleep and experienced fewer petty arguments. The husband noted, "There's something about the symmetry and balance that subtly reminds us to treat each other as equals." Principle number 6, children's spaces. Nurturing virtue and talent. Confucius placed great emphasis on proper education and development of children. Here's how to arrange children's rooms according to his principles. First, create clear zones for different activities: studying, playing, and sleeping. These should be visually distinct, teaching children about order and appropriate activities. Second, the study area should be positioned in the command position and should be the most prominent feature of the room, not the play area. This subtly communicates priorities to the child. Third, display symbols of the 5 Confucian virtues: wisdom, books, righteousness, family rules displayed, propriety, proper organization, integrity, completed projects or achievements, and benevolence, opportunities to care for others, like a plant or pet responsibility. Fourth, minimize excessive toys or possessions. Confucius taught that abundance without appreciation leads to poor character. Create a system where toys are rotated rather than all being available at once. Fifth, include family photos or symbols that remind the child of their place within the family lineage and responsibilities. This creates context for their individual development. Parents who implemented these principles often report that their children become naturally more orderly and focused. One mother shared, My son's behavior improved dramatically once we rearranged his room according to Confucian principles. He seems to understand boundaries better and takes more pride in his schoolwork. Principle number 7. The kitchen, creating nourishment and prosperity in Confucian philosophy. The kitchen represents the family's health and prosperity. Here's how to arrange it properly. First, keep the kitchen scrupulously clean and organized. Confucius taught that disorder in the kitchen creates disorder in the family's health and finances. Second, arrange tools and ingredients according to the principle of everything visible and everything accessible. Unlike modern design that hides kitchen items, the Confucian arrangement keeps frequently used items visible as a reminder of abundance and readiness. Third, position the cooking area so the cook can see the entrance to the kitchen. This creates security and prevents startling, which was believed to transfer negative energy to the food. Fourth, display symbols of abundance, such as fruit, grains, or plants. The kitchen should always contain visual reminders of nature's generosity. Fifth, incorporate all 5 elements in their proper relationship, with special emphasis on the fire, stove being balanced by water, sink with sufficient distance between them. A family who implemented these kitchen principles reported not only more harmonious meal preparation, but also improved financial decisions. The mother noted, there seems to be a connection between how we manage our kitchen resources and how we manage our money. Since creating order in our kitchen, we become more mindful of our spending. The results and benefits after all the steps had been completed when you implement these 7 Confucian principles of home arrangement, you'll likely experience several profound changes in your family life. First, you'll notice a significant reduction in daily conflicts and tensions. The subtle psychological effects of proper arrangement naturally guide behavior toward respect and harmony without constant verbal correction. Second, you'll likely see improvements in your children's behavior and academic performance. Confucian arrangements create environments that naturally promote concentration, respect for authority, and self-discipline. Third, many families report enhanced financial stability and prosperity. The order and clarity that proper arrangement brings to your physical space extends to your decision-making and resource management. Fourth, your relationships, particularly between spouses and between parents and children, will likely deepen and become more meaningful. The arrangements naturally create opportunities for proper connection and communication. One of my viewers' families implemented all 7 principles over the course of 1 month. They wrote to me, "The transformation in our home atmosphere is remarkable. Our teenage son, who used to barely speak to us, now engages in conversation during meals. My husband and I are arguing less and collaborating more. Even our finances have improved as we're making better decisions together." Another viewer was skeptical about these ancient principles, but decided to try them anyway. She shared, "As a single mother, I was struggling with my authority and my son's respect. After rearranging our home according to Confucian principles, I've noticed my son naturally treating me with more respect. He even started completing his homework without being reminded." There's something powerful about how these arrangements subtly communicate proper relationships. The wisdom of Confucius teaches us that outer order creates inner harmony. By aligning your physical environment with these ancient principles, you create a home that doesn't just look harmonious. It actually generates harmony in the people who live there in your home. The family's life that uses these powerful Confucian principles changes dramatically. Here's what I want you to do right now. First, follow the Confucian Home Harmony Guide. Make room-by-room diagrams, have a 30-day implementation calendar available, and a small family harmony tracking journal. Second, commit to implementing these principles 1 room at a time. Start with your entrance and main living area, as these create the foundation for the other changes. Third, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video on the ancient Confucian technique for raising children who are both respectful and successful. Finally, share your experience in the comments below. Which room will you start rearranging first? Or if you've already applied some of these principles, what changes have you noticed? Remember what Confucius said: the strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. By applying these ancient principles of home arrangement, you're not just creating a more beautiful space. You're building the foundation for a more harmonious, successful, and meaningful life. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, may your home be a source of true harmony and virtue. Until next time.